This is a reading of my Immortal, Chapter 12. Publisher's note. Okay, this is about the point where Tara gets almost entirely incoherent. Be prepared. Just try to say the words out loud, and you should usually get an idea of what she is trying to say. Oh, and it has yet another stupid quote-quote lemon, but it lasts even a shorter amount of time than usual. Chapter 12. Author's note. Stop F,AING, okay? Flaming is what she means. Hagrid is a pedo too. A lot of people in American schools are like that. I wanted to address the issue. What she's saying is, stop flaming, okay? Hagrid is a pedophile. A lot of people in American schools are like that. I wanted to address the issue. How do you know Snap ain't Ian Christian? Plus, Hagrid isn't really in love with Ebony. That was Cedric, okay? Translation. How do you know Snape isn't actually a Christian, as in the religion? Plus, Hagrid isn't really in love with Ebony. That was Cedric in disguise. I was about to slit my wrists again with the silver knives that Drago had given me in case anything happened to him. He had told me to use it valiantly. Oh my god, she actually used the word properly. Against an enemy, but I knew that we must both go together. No, I thought it was Hagrid, but it was Vampire. He started screaming, OMFG, no, my scar hurts. Then his eyes rolled up. You could only see his red whites. Whites are not red, darling. I stopped. How did you know? I saw it, and my scar turned back into the lightning bolt. Oh, okay. We're going to skip that part right there. Alright? Anyway, I was in the school nurse's office now, recovering from my slit wrist. Snap and Lupin and Hagrid, Snape and Lupin and Hagrid were there too. They were going to St. Mango's after they recovered because they were pedophiles and you can't have those fucking pervs teaching in a school with lots of hot girls. Translation. They were going to St. Mungo's, the hospital, after they recovered from their injuries, because they were pedophilic individuals, and you can't have perverts such as them teaching in a school full of underage females. Dumbledore had constipated the studio camera they took of me naked. I put up my middle finger at them. Translation. Dumbledore had confiscated the video camera that had the tape of me naked. I flipped them off. Anyway, Hagrid came into my hospital bed holding a bouquet of pink roses. Translation. Anyway, Hagrid walked into my hospital room holding a bouquet of pink roses. Ennaby, I need to tell you something. Something, he said in a serious voice, giving me the roses. Translation. Ebony, I need to tell you something, he said in an extremely serious voice, handing me the roses. Fuck off, I told him. You know I fucking hate the color pink anyway, and I don't like fucked up preps like you, I snapped. Hagrid had been mean to me before for being gothic. First off, the translation. Fuck off, I told him. You know I fucking hate the color pink anyway, and I don't like fucked up preps like you, I snapped. Hagrid had been mean to me before for being gothic. Secondly, she obviously doesn't hate the color pink because the inside of her coffin where she sleeps is hot pink. No, Ennaby, Hagrid says, those are not roses. So suddenly it's in No, Ennaby, Hargrid says, those are not roses. What, are they goths to you, too, you poser prep? I asked, because I was angry that he had brought me pink roses. I saved your life, he yelled angrily. No, you didn't, I replied. You saved me from getting a Paris Hilton video made from your shower scene and being viewed by Snap and Lupin, who masturbated. Is that spelled wrong? Yes, it's masturbated. To it, he added silently. Whatever, I yelled angrily. He pointed his wand at the pink roses. These aren't roses. He suddenly looked at them with an evil look in his eyes and muttered, well, if you wanted honesty, that's all you had to say. That's not a spell, that's an MCR song, I corrected him wisely. That's not wise, that's just a know-it-all move. Anyways, yeah, that actually is an MCR song. It's I'm Not Okay, which comes up in about 2-3 sentences or so. I know, I was just warming up my vocal cordes. Then he screamed, Patulus Marengo mi cremically Romacio. For all you cool gothic MCR fans out there, that is a tribute, exclamation point. Specially for Raven, I love you girl, exclamation point. Imo nato okeo. Obviously. And then the roses turned into a huge black flame floating in the middle of the air. And it was black. You already said that. Now I knew he wasn't a prep. Oh, really? Okay, I believe you. Now what the fuck is Draco? Hagrid rolled his eyes. I looked into the balls of the flame. Balls. But I could see nothing. You see, Ennaby, Dumbledore said, watching the two of us watching the flame. You see what is in the flame? The flames? Haha, you reviewers. Flames, get it? You must find yourself first, okay? I have found myself, okay, you mean old man? Hagrid yelled. Dumbledore looked shocked. I guess he didn't have a headache, or else he would have said something back. Hagrid stormed off into his bed. You are a liar, Prof. Dumbledore. Dumbledore. You're in the hospital wing. Hagrid does not have a bed in the hospital wing. He lives in a hut. Anyway, when I got better, I went upstairs and put on a black leather mini dress that was all ripped on the ends with lace on it. There was some corset stuff on the front. What is corset stuff? I want to know. Then I put on black fishnets and black high-heeled boots with pictures of Billy Joe Armstrong on them. I put my hair all out around me so I looked like Samara from The Ring. If you don't know who she is, you're a prep, so fuck off. I don't know who Samara from The Ring is, but I'm not gonna fuck off. And I put on blood red lipstick, black eyeliner, and black lip gloss. No. You can't put on lipstick and lip gloss. Well, you can, but only if it's a clear lip gloss. What the fuck? Anyways, you look kawaii. She spelled kawaii wrong. It's Kawaii, as in Hawaii. Kawaii. She only put one I. Bitch, no! Anyways, you look kawaii, girl, Bloody Mary said sadly. Fangs, in parentheses, get it? You do too, I said sadly too, but I was still upset. I slit both of my wrists, feeling totally depressed, and I sucked all the blood. I cried again in my bathroom and put the shades on so Snap and Lupin couldn't spy on me this time. I went to some classes. Vampire was in the hair of magical magic creatures. The fuck? He looked all depressed because Draco had disappeared and he used to be in love with Draco. Draco didn't disappear. Draco didn't disappear. He died, remember? Committed suicide. Anyways, He used to be in love with Draco. He was sucking some blood from a Hufflepuff. Hi, he said in a depressed way. Hi, I said back in a WQUALLYSAID way. Quali sad way? I don't know. We both looked at each other for some time. Harry had beautiful red gothic eyes, so much like Draco's. Then we jumped on each other and started screwing each other. You don't start screwing, you start making out. And that leads to screwing. Stop it now, you horny simpleton, shouted Professor McGoggle, who was watching us, and so was everyone else. Okay, that's just ill. Vampire, you fucker, I said, slapping him. Stop trying to screw me. You know I loved Draco, I shouted, and then I ran away angrily. Just then, he started to scream. OMFG, no, my scar hurts. And then his eyes rolled up. You could only see his red whites. And yes, this is the part that I skipped in the beginning. No, I ran up closer. I thought you didn't have a scar anymore, I shouted. I do, but Diablo changed it into a pentagram for me, and I always cover it up with foundation, he said back. Anyway, my scar hurt, and then I had a vision of what was happening to Draco. Voldemort has him bondage. AKA, Voldemort has him hostage, is holding him hostage. Author's note. Special thanks to Raven, my gothic blood sister. What the fuck? You're supposed... WTF. You're supposed to writ this. Exclamation point. 11,111,111. Hey Raven, do you know where my sweater is? Okay, that is the end of chapter 12. What an adventure this has been.